Aquarius. Thank you for coming to your June 2022 video. You are one of the signs that is near and dear to my heart. And currently today, I want to talk about Saturn in your sign, which has been there for quite some time. And I don't remember the dates exactly, but somewhere around March 2020, and it'll be there until March 2023. Um, One of the things that people don't know about Saturn, or people tend to forget, including astrologers, is that Saturn is co-ruler of Aquarius along with Uranus, which is means it's important for you to know Saturn is right where he belongs. He is at home in your sign, and that is part of one of the reasons why you are so able to focus and reach your goals. Um, Saturn is the last major planet in Aquarius from all the planets that have moved through here. The next one to come through will be Pluto, but for now, Saturn is there. And Saturn is helping you build those strong foundations. Depending on how old you are, you may or may not have ever had Saturn in your sign. And because it takes Saturn around anywhere from 27 to 30 years to get into a sign. And I'm not sure right this second when the last time Saturn was in Aquarius was. So depending on how old you are, you may or may not have ever had Saturn in your sign. And so this could be the first time that you're reaching towards building those goals, or building those, attaining your goals and your ambitions. And Saturn is kind of the arbitrator of maturity in our chart. And so this goes along with you considering your age up until we're 27 or 30, when we have our Saturn return, we're kind of considered to be youthful, and then we're middle-aged, and then we're older age. So, about every 30 years, 29, 30 years, Saturn is the arbitrator of maturity in one way or another. And so one of the reasons that is because of the energy he carries and his way of focusing and helping us to learn the skills we need to be productive adults, productive members of society, and that sort of thing. So Saturn is there. He is going to be in your sign, like I said, until March 2023. But these are the final months, and it's a crucial time to mastering the teachings of this placement. No matter what your age, it's still a crucial time for mastering the teachings at whatever level you are at and your growth conscious maturity level. And so you want to give this placement its due. You want to pay attention to the plans and goals and the structure that you're building and your place in this evolution of maturity, and kind of notice where you are on the trajectory towards moving forward with your life. If you are young and you've never had Saturn in Aquarius, then you are going to experience this as a very maturing aspect. And I'm talking to Saturn sons or ascendants. Other people have Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is in Aquarius for all of us, and so we're all learning. Saturn's the taskmaster. We're learning the lessons that are coming along with Saturn, like being productive members of society and that sort of thing. But we've also had the experience of having our social environment restricted and having to be responsible in ways that we didn't necessarily need to be responsible before. So Saturn is teaching everyone something, And it is about maturity, and it is about maturity for no matter what house it's in or who is involved, at what age they are when they're involved. They're all learning this idea of responsibility and being a productive part of something greater than themselves. So the other aspect that we have here that I want to talk about for a minute is the Jupiter Mars conjunction here happening in the third house, and that is going to eventually conjunct Chiron, and also the fourth house alignments here with Venus, Pallas, Uranus, the North Node, and Venus, and of course. The sun is in Gemini, so it's in your fifth house. So this third and fourth house is pretty busy. And the third house is there's an increase in communications and perceptions and an expansion of those things that relate to your own mind. And so that's kind of cool to have your inner awareness, your inner mind, the thoughts you think, the experiences that you're able to perceive, the perceptions that you're able to experience expanded in this way. Chiron is there to offer some healing in this area. Maybe you had thought with Aries there, you have a quick mind, you're always thinking about doing. Maybe you've thought of that as being some sort of wound or detriment in the past, and so Mars and Chiron and Jupiter are going to be there helping you to understand why that particular trait or experience was there for you, so that you can see the uniqueness in your personality or your experiences in life. Mars is going to be there through July. He's going to conjunct Chiron before moving on. Jupiter is going to be there off and on. He's going to take a short dip back into Pisces, but off and on all year and into next year. So there's these principles with this kind of setup that says that it's important for you to be able to relate to people one-on-one. For you to understand where other people are coming from. That's going to help your perceptions expand, and to have these experiences that are new and different. Maybe, I don't know, you go to a book signing and hear reading from a poet. Maybe you find yourself writing poetry. So there's ways that you could surprise yourself. There's ways that you could enjoy the act of communicating, and in whatever form it is, and both written through the senses, the perceptions, the understanding that comes with really getting in touch with the things you perceive. And I think that's one of the ways to look at this, is a perception, an expansion of your ability to perceive not only the environment around you, but even the larger environment, and the hopes and dreams that come along with understanding how thoughts can be limiting if we don't give ourselves enough room to perceive other possibilities. So allow yourself to have some new thoughts, some fresh ideas, and to express these things out into the world. Don't, Mars is kind of assertive, so don't be pushy with your ideas, but lay them out there. Let people know that you think a little bit differently, which you always have. You are an Aquarius after all. That you think a little bit differently than the average Joe. So lots of good news there. You're gonna figure out that things are not quite what you thought as far as your home life goes. When Mercury finally clears post shadow, which will be on the 18th, it will enter Gemini on the 13th and clear shadow on the 18th. Venus is going to conjunct Uranus. Not exactly sure what day, but we will look at that if you're on the meeting on Thursday that we're going to talk about this month on. And so, you know, just let yourself start to have grander thoughts, if that makes sense. So, alrighty. Well, that's good. It for me now, Aquarius. I have one more sign to do, and then I can rest for the night. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you. See you next time.